They didn't show us. We didn't see anything on TV. We didn't see anything of our culture. I'm Wanda Fuller-Robinson, and I was a Soul Train dancer from 1971 to 1975.
Promise me the day that you quit your boyfriend, I'd be the next one to ease on in. You promised me it would be just...
I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, South Central. I actually grew up on 45th and Kansas. It was right off of Normandy Avenue. My mother was a bookkeeper, and my father was a musician. She was from Texas, and he was from Kansas. They came with their parents. Their parents migrated to California for better jobs, and they met in high school. She said she heard him playing that horn and blew her mind. What inspired me to start dancing? My father. His name's Napoleon Fuller, and he was a saxophone player, and he traveled the world as a musician with Louis Jordan, and he did the TV show called The Beat. I would always go with him to his rehearsals because I didn't have a babysitter, so I went with him and they would set it up. I had my little plate up under the table and had fun, and they recognized that I had the rhythm. And then ever since then, it's been going on. While in high school, I was a cheerleader, and I was able to meet my other friends that danced with me in a group, which was Eddie Cole, Perry Brown, Scooby, Jimmy Foster. So we all went to Fremont together, Fremont High School. From there, I went and had a modern jazz class at school. And that was all the training that I had that was professional, really. But I can look at it and do it. And then I made my own up. Yeah, just movements and things like that. How I found out about Soul Train were through flyers that we saw all up and down the street. And they announced on those flyers that they were having an audition for a dance show. So we went to the audition, and it was at a park, a neighborhood park. And they had us go down the line a couple of times to see our expressions and see how we danced and what we did to the music and everything. So when I first walked on the Soul Train set, wow, I was truly shocked at how small that space was that we could dance. So it literally was, yes, very small. And then I remember I was so upset about something that is small now. And I was a little disappointed with the Soul Train tracks for the train. The train tracks that were on the floor, they were black duct tape. And then when we met Don Cornelius, that made a big difference.
Hi there and welcome aboard. You're right on time for a beautiful trip on the Soul Train. And if the sight and sound of soul is your pleasure and what's your treasure, you can bet your bottom we got him, baby.
He was tall and big. I didn't think he was that big. He was huge and coming with his deep voice, and he was very strict.
Okay, as you may know, our Creative Dance Award goes to the couple that comes up with the best new creation or new invention. And this week's Creative Dance Award goes to Mr. Edward Champion and Wanda Fuller. Okay, Edward and Wanda, we have information that you've invented a dance called a tightrope, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd ask you how it goes, but I think you can show us better than you can tell us, right?
You know, it really was exciting to me. We liked being on that platform to influence the children. They actually asked us questions about what do you eat and what do you do to stay in shape? And then we realized, wow, this is something else that really helped us in shape, and we ate better. And to see that, we would always like them to see us doing better. And once I realized how big it was, because we had nothing showing our culture on the dance floor. They didn't show us it, you know. We didn't see anything on us, you know, on TV. We didn't see anything of our culture. In the beginning on Soul Train, we had to dance with a partner. So we would try to do the same thing and choreograph something.
My name is Ara Champion, and I'd like to direct my question to Olympia. Just exactly how long have you been singing? You know, what were you doing before you made a record?
Well, I was just going to school because I just got out, and nothing in particular because I wanted to sing. Because we lived in Watts, you know, there was nothing else to do, so just decided to sing.
Eddie Cole was my dance partner. We saw each other dancing at the dance at school, and it was a crowd around him and a crowd around me. And Eddie knew my girlfriend, and he said he wanted to meet me because he liked the way I danced. After that, it was on. It was on. I loved the way he danced. We just felt each other. We knew what somebody was going to do. He had rhythm because his family was musicians too, and our fathers knew each other.
And we'd like you to meet two members of our Soul Train gang.
Wanda Fuller.
Hey, Wanda.
And Edward Champion.
While I was on Soul Train, the atmosphere there was pleasant. It was pleasant. We liked getting to know each other and meeting people and then meeting the musicians, any of the stars. It was exciting. We had fun dancing on the riser. When they would put you up there, you felt very special. You were chosen knowing that once you were on the riser, you knew then that they were going to show you more than once or twice. So you had to really keep up. You couldn't slack at all. You had to keep on going, yeah. One of my most memorable entertainers on there was Barry White. When that man said anything, the deepness of his voice, he had a beautiful voice. And then the orchestra was there. So everything was live then, and I love live music. I was excited about that. Barry White, yes.
And we'd like you to meet two members of our Soul Train gang.
Wanda Fuller.
Uh-huh. How are you feeling, Wanda?
Fine, how are you?
Easy Eddie Champion.
Well, rather than respond to the easy part, what is that outfit you have on?
This is my karate shirt.
I did the Scrabble board 3 times, yes. And I did get my 8-track tape recorder. I received my Johnson & Johnson products, and we did receive the Essence magazine for a year. That was for doing the Scrabble board. Be honest with you, I had no style, fashion. I made it up as I went on. I just loved to dance. I didn't think about anything I was wearing or anything. My main thing was always the dance, but my fashion came along when I started dancing off of Soul Training. My signature dance was basically whatever we did, we had to do it just alike. And you see that everything was just alike. If you saw anybody doing it exactly alike, that was Eddie and I. When we practiced to go down the line, we practiced together. It would take us about maybe an hour or 2 because it depended on what type of music we were dancing on and what we were doing and what was around then.
Now give me what you promised me. Give it here, come on.
One of my most memorable times coming down the Soul Train line was my friend Connie Blackino and I dressed alike. As a matter of fact, that style is out now. And we had the white shirts on with and they flew down here, had the butterfly look here, and they cropped up here, and we dressed alike, and it was beautiful. I remember one time coming down the Soul Train line, Eddie and I did a routine, and he threw me in the air, and my legs went up, and we came back down at the same time, and we stopped like that, and everybody went wild. But we found out that the light, the little red light, it wasn't on at that time, so we had to do it real quick again. The most memorable Soul Train line was with Don Cornelius coming down with Mary Wilson, but I wanted to hurry up and do my thing right behind him, so it was exciting, but I wanted him to hurry up so I could come and do my thing.
You saw me and land in another direction.
I was 15 years old when I first danced on Soul Train, and I had no idea that it would blow up as much as it did. As a matter of fact, I was able to receive jobs through Soul Train. That was free advertisement through Soul Train. I was able to dance with Natalie Cole, Aretha Franklin, Tom Jones, and others that we opened the show up with. It was 5, 6 members of Soul Train: Jimmy Foster, Perry Brown, Patricia Davis, myself, and Eddie Cole and Burt Woods. And we formed a group and we traveled around the world from then. We're called Something Special. We were more aerobic hip-hop dancers, really. We were hip-hoppers then. We sang and we danced and we did things that others wouldn't do as they were singing. So that's what made us pretty popular then. Oh, wow, that's right. We had an album. We were in Japan. We did that album. That was sometime in 73 or 4, and Pat Davis led 2 of them. Some of the highlights touring with Something Special was really opening act for all the other professional dancers that we saw, and we can see what they had and what they did and how they did things. And the bigger audience that we had was wonderful, and just meeting all the entertainers that we worked with was wonderful. The most rewarding part of my journey from Soul Train, the people I met. I still talk to them. Some are parents, some are married. We live all apart, but we still keep in touch with each other, and we're in each other's lives. While touring with another group, it was the Gwen Briscoe Show. Her husband was John Daniels. Oh, magnificent, very smart man, intelligent man, and he owned Maverick Flats. We went on the road together, and it was 4 of us that were background singers and dancers. And we were sitting there exercising together before the show, and this girl tells me that she was on Soul Train. And I said, oh, so was I. And she said, no, you weren't. I said, yes, I was. I was in 71. She said, oh, no, I came after you. We ended up being friends. Her name was Ara Jackson, and she made our costumes while we were on the road, and we became really good friends. She was a wonderful person, but it was so nice that we had each other to cling on to about Soul Train, and it was a wonderful thing. I would love to see her again. I really would, yes. When I saw that girl kick, I said, Aretha, wow, she was why my legs kicked up like that. Other opportunities were having interviews in the different magazines. One of my most exciting times was the NAACP Image Awards that we danced in. It was myself and other Soul Train dancers, and I was able to meet an actor. His name was Sidney Poitier. I actually saw him. That's the first time I understood what it meant when you see and meet a star, and I just couldn't move. It was very exciting. My favorite era of dancing was in the 70s. We noticed each era they changed, 70s, 80s, and 90s. The difference was the fashion in the 80s. I loved what they could wear, and also I liked what they can do, too. They were not as strict as when we were on Soul Train. Their style was different than ours. In the 90s, music changed because disco came in, and it took away all the live music and the live bands, and that made a difference.
Get down, 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 get down.
I stopped dancing on Soul Train because I needed to earn a living. So we went on the road, and being a dancer on Soul Train was like free publicity. Yeah, I was able to get my jobs through that, so I had to go and work and eat. If I can go and do it all over again, I'd do it the same way. I'd do it the same way. We had some wonderful people that Yes, we all got along. It was nothing to change or do anything. I really had so much fun growing up on Soul Train because we did. Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing.
Jungle boogie.